Traders, this video is all about a new feature that you can use on the chart right now. And to cut right to the chase to show you this feature works by picking a point or time interval on the chart. And once you have your mouse over that specific point, click and hold. Now, when you click and hold, you're going to see here these values pop up in this specific window. In this case, we have the open, high, low, and close all shown to us in a very neat and effective way. So once again, you are on the chart. You have to move the chart to a specific point. So we're moving the chart. And now we're going to find a candle or a day or a time interval that we want to learn more about. And we click and hold. And there's our open, high, low, and close directly where we are clicking and holding. Now, one nice feature is that if you are clicking and holding and moving your mouse to the left as you go forward or to the right, well, the values are going to change depending on the time interval that you're on. And you can be anywhere on the chart as long as the vertical dotted line here, see this vertical dotted line, matches up with a specific price point with specific price action. Now, some of you, of course, like to click on your chart and hold and then drag your mouse, right? So I know I do this a lot. I'll click and hold and drag. And just know that if you're clicking and holding on specific price points, be sure to drag quickly, because if you click and hold, wait, and then start dragging, well, you're going to have this data window open. But that's why it's a long hold and press. So two very important things to understand here. You click and hold to move your chart, or you click and hold, don't move your mouse, give it some time, and this window pops up. So very, very important that you understand the basics of this tool so that you can put it to action. Now, in this video, we're going to do a few more key things here. We're going to show you how you can turn this tool off if it's not of interest to you. Some of you may not need it. We're also going to show you how you could use it in a real practical example and some other ways you can combine tools on TradingView with this tool. So let's just start right away with, well, how do we turn this tool off? Now, up at the top left here, there's this button that says cursors, which we can expand, then move our mouse down here, and it says values tooltip on long press. Now, by default, it's on. It's white. That's how we know it's on. If we check this, it goes gray. It's off, just like that. So I've turned it off. You've seen me turn it off. If I click and hold, you'll observe that the data window, or that those values within that window, are not popping up now. So they're just simply gone whenever I click and hold. Now, if I click this cursors menu again, take my mouse down here and click values tooltip on long press and turn it on. Now, as you can see here, it is colored in. It's white and bright. I know it's on. So I'm going to click and hold, and click and hold, and there it is. I just make sure my mouse was centered there. So actually, that's a great demonstration that, you make sure that you have your mouse on the exact point and that you're clicking and holding, giving it time to load up, and it will load accordingly, just like this. Okay, so let's dive a little bit deeper now into some other ways to combine this tool. So what I'm going to do is go to the indicators, metrics, and strategies menu. I'm going to type in moving average. I think for an example, this is always a great indicator to use. I have favorited the simple moving average here, so I'm just going to click to add this to the chart. This blue line is now the simple moving average. It's showing me an average price. I'm going to go ahead and click this settings box, and I'm going to type in 50. That means the length is now 50. So the simple moving average is being calculated based off of the last 50 bars, or in this case, the last 50 days. And now I have the simple moving average there. But you know what? I'm not done, because I'm missing one more indicator to add even more data to this example I'm going to show you, and that's volume. So I click volume. Now I have volume here. Now I zoom out on the chart, and as you can see here, I've noticed that the 50-day moving average is converging with price right around this level. So I'm going to take my mouse to the candle that was the day before these large candles appeared and this breakout happened. So I'm just going to click and hold here. And now you're going to notice something different. The indicator is on this window. And how do I know the indicator is on this window? Well, SMA 50 close. You can see it right there. So now I have my open, high, low, close, and my volume, because I've added the indicator volume to this chart, volume, and I've just made this data window or this data pop-up that much more detailed. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, as you add indicators to your chart and you click and hold on specific points on the chart, you're going to see them reflected in this new feature. Click and hold, open, high, low, close, volume, simple moving average 50. Now I want to show you how you can use that, but before I do that, let me remind you that say you go to a line chart and you're doing this exact same exercise and you want to see where price was when it went below that 50-day moving average, it's the same thing, click and hold. But remember, depending on the chart you're looking at, a line chart does not have an open, high, low, or close. It's just, in this case, the close. You have close, volume, simple moving average. So it works for all of the chart types available to you. If we go to bars, we can click and hold, open, high, low, close, volume, simple moving average, right? Because bars have an open, high, low, close. If we even go to something like Heiken Ashi, well, they have an open, high, low, and close. So I'm going to click and hold, open, high, low, close, volume, simple moving average on this Heiken Ashi. So for all of the chart types, this feature works, and it's going to present different data depending on the chart type that you're on. Now I'm going to go back to candles. They're rather popular. Many of you are probably using candles at some point in your charting experience. So let's just stay focused on this for the remainder of the video. Now, as you know, if you zoom out on a chart and something catches your eye, for example, it's hard to sort of ignore the price action here, especially with this 50-day moving average in mind, because it bounced off this 50-day moving average a number of times before making this up move. So let's use this feature to better understand what happened with a very quick click and hold. So just like that, we can now compare the open, high, low, and close to the simple moving average. On this specific day here, right before the green candle, the close was 62,452 and the simple moving average was 60,776, which means at that point, Bitcoin closed above its simple moving average over that last 50 days, and the next day effectively started a large green candle until this move occurred. Now, what's great about this tool as well is as you move it over specific candles, it does change colors depending on the candles that are being shown to you. And of course, if you double click on your chart, you can customize that as well. So if you actually don't want green and red candles, green for up, red for down, maybe you want white and blue, something a little different. So let's do white and blue. And let's just turn off Wix for now, just to make this a little more, crystal clear to show you we changed the colors. Well, what's really great is you'll notice the open, high, low, and close here changes with the color of your chart. So that red and green is not by default. If you have a highly custom chart, when you click and hold, it's also going to adjust for you to reflect the colors that you decided to utilize. In fact, you may have noticed that on the line chart. The line chart here is this gradient, click and hold. Well, look at the close and volume. It's not red or green. It matches the line color chart. So for those of you who like to make charts of your specific liking, that's a very important detail for you so that you know it's going to follow your color combinations. Now, keep in mind, it was very easy for us to click and hold here to see these specific values. But it's important to remind you that on your status line, you of course can also add specific values to your chart as well. So at the top here, you can now see open, high, low, close, percentage change in volume. And if you wish, you can now hover your mouse over these values and see the specific data points that you have in mind up here as well. But if that's not something you want, or if it's hard to look at the mouse down here while looking at the open, high, low, close up here, and you have this new feature toggled on, you click and hold, and here is the data being shown to you. So this is an effective way to combine multiple tools on TradingView that are showing you different data points directly on the chart. And in addition, if you don't like these numbers up here at the top in the status line, well, reminder to go to settings, status line, and just simply to turn them off. Because now that you turn them off, you can resort back to the ability to click and hold on the chart. So you have all of these usability features on TradingView. And it's important for us to show you this chart so that you know how to use it and you take full advantage of it. With that being said, be sure to read all of the Help Center articles we have for you. Subscribe to our videos. We have several hundred walkthrough videos that teach you the platform. And thanks so much for watching. And we hope that you learned something new here. And we look forward to hearing your feedback.